everybody? It is the Wrestle Buddy crew. We are here to go over Death Before Dishonor, this weekend's Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I am joined by Maddie, our quiz master, Nick, and Zane.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
Yeah,
Good.
pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
Pretty shit.
Pretty shit. Of course you are, little shit.
Hair's looking nice though, Zane.
Thanks, I got it chopped off.
Okay, so before we jump into it, excitement level 1 to 10. Maddie, where are you at for this show?
I'm genuinely excited for a vast majority of this card. I'm going to set my excitement level at an 8 because I don't want to set it too high.
And you set it at an 8. Interesting.
Hey, I was about to say, if my main event is Claudio Castagnoli versus Jonathan Gresham, the main event might make up for the rest of the show.
Fair. Zane, how about you? Excitement level 1 to 10.
7. There are a few matches on. There are 3 matches on this that could be potential matches of the year. Like they're that level. Like they're match of the year candidates. So
3 of them you
pretty
said?
excited for it. Sorry.
You said 3 matches?
Yeah, 3. Wheeler Yuta versus
It's
Daniel
FTR,
Garcia,
Briscoes,
versus
FTR Briscoes, and FTR Briscoes.
Yeah.
All 3 of those.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. FTR versus Briscoes very much has a chance of being match of the year.
Yeah.
2
One
out of
and
3
the last
falls,
one.
Yeah.
The last one was amazing. It's the best tag match I've ever seen.
No,
I
well, this
cannot
one
wait
might
for this 2 out of
blow
3
your
falls.
socks off.
So
Yeah.
Nick, we come to you. Excitement level.
Solid 9. I
Man, y'all got
freaking
this high.
I freaking love Ring of Honor, and this card is the most solid card I've seen from a Ring of Honor show in a long time. I'm glad to see that. Hopefully, this will be the show where Ring of Honor reclaims its identity back and starts to forge its own path again, as opposed to being, hey, Tony Khan owns this company too.
It's like I said in the group chat, this pay-per-view very much has a chance of being the make or break for Ring of Honor. This has a very good chance of helping it stand out on its own or putting it in the shadow of AEW.
That should never happen. So another question. It just popped in my head, just so we'll get it out of the way before the prediction. Do you think there's any possibility of them announcing at this show some kind of deal where a Ring of Honor show they'll have their own home as opposed to just popping up on AEW and watering down their show?
All I know is that Tony Khan, in a conference call, said he's in talks with people, but that's all he can say.
I think he said he's in talks with Discovery.
The app would be perfect for it.
Yeah.
The issue is that it's not going to draw ratings. Like Rampage doesn't even draw ratings. Like, what's the point in them pulling out another show? What if they just convert Rampage into an ROH show?
I don't think the execs would do that because they want AEW. I think Ring of Honor is going to have to stand on its own, which I think the app makes the most sense because you have the Ring of Honor library to go with it. And the Ring of Honor library, as I've said since day one, that was the reason for the acquisition. That was the reason, because you can now look into the future of having an app, and you have so many hours to help sell that and make more money off of. So I personally would like to see it on the Discovery app because I already have the app for 1, and 2, I want to watch old Ring of Honor. But I think we hear something at this show, but that's just me.
What's your excitement level,
I
though?
hope we do.
My excitement level, I'll put it at a 5 because some of these people I don't know. And I think if in a situation like this where the show, I'm not excited about it, I just go in kind of like hoping for the best, but not thinking it's going to be shit. And then usually I'm just very pleasantly surprised every time. So my feelings won't get hurt if I go aim too high, and that's how I go into things. So, but I am excited to see I'm definitely excited to see FTR versus Briscoes 2 out of 3. I think it's going to go nuts in this match. So
that's going to be the match of the night without a shadow of a doubt.
In your guys' mid-year award predictions, you said Wheeler Yuta really turned you around, Jimmy. How excited are you to see this pure rules match between?
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Garcia?
I'm here. I know some people shit on Daniel Garcia. It's mostly the AEW haters. I think Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia are going to kill it, and I think there's a very real possibility that they could steal the show with the talent they have, and I feel like they're going to want to have So they were going to want to go all out for this to kind of prove themselves. And I think this is the perfect place for it to happen. I think it could steal the show.
Danny Garcia and Wheeler Yuta had a 60-minute draw not that long ago. I can't remember what company it was in. And oh my God. Was it in
It was
PWG?
PWG?
Yeah.
It was PWG.
And
wasn't it in the
amazing.
finals of Battle of
Bola.
Los Angeles?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I'm
because
not
they had
sure.
to
Yeah,
add,
it's
no, I
Bola.
think they had to add extra time.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's how that match ended.
Or maybe it was for the World Championship, or it was Bola. It was either one of the two.
I don't think it was Bola, but I haven't seen Bola yet.
All right. So we'll get to more of that when the match comes up. We'll start the show off. Not going over pre-show because I only know of one match in the pre-show, and don't think it's worth us going over. No disrespect to those ladies, just not worth going over. So I'm going to go ahead and start right out the gate. The Ring of Honor World 6-Man Championship match between the Righteous, who are the champions. I'm going off this website, so if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. This
You're right.
Okay, this website is wrong, not me, guys. The Righteous taking on Dalton Castle and the Boys. We'll go to you, Nick, since you're so excited about Ring of Honor and you love it so much. What do you got to say here about this match?
Dalton Castle and the Boys is the simple answer. I hate the Righteous. I think the Righteous suck. They are not entertaining in the slightest. The three men couldn't tie their shoelaces without guidance. And I think Dalton Castle's probably going to carry the whole match because the Boys are still quite green. It should be an interesting 6-man. The 6-man division in Ring of Honor has always been known for really fast-paced banger matches. But Dalton's not an exceptionally fast-paced banger guy. He's a more methodical Greco-Roman style wrestler, so I'm interested to see how his wrestling mechanic tailors the match, as opposed to the Righteous more smash-down, drag-out style.
Okay, and for me, just fill me in. Who makes up the team of the Righteous? It's Vincent, correct?
Yeah.
Bateman. And who's the other two?
Oh, I've no idea.
It's Vincent, Bateman, and Dutch.
Okay. So I saw Vincent at the Slammiversary show. I kind of like Vincent from what I've seen. Don't know much about him, but learning.
I know Vincent a lot from the horror show days and when he was in the Kingdom, and I couldn't stand him then. So it's like he can go with any group that he wants. Unfortunately, they're tainted by proxy.
All right, swing it over to Maddie here.
And for the reasons that Nick gave, I absolutely love Vincent. Vincent is amazing.
So who's winning the match, Maddie?
I genuinely think the Righteous, but that's just my personal bias. I genuinely love Vincent. Bateman is actually a badass. Dude has done some work over in New Japan, and dude's a badass. Like, I like his work. I don't know much about the third guy, but
Dutch.
I was about to say I do know about Bateman, and I've watched Vincent since his time with the Kingdom, and I liked him back then. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the Righteous.
Okay, and I guess just to be fair here, what about the Boys? Are the Boys anybody significant, or are they just kind of two scrubs that follow around Dalton Castle?
Two scrubs that follow around Dalton.
Yeah, yeah, they ain't nobody significant. They're basically like Japanese
this
young
match
boys.
is essentially Vincent versus Dalton Castle with a bunch of scrubs surrounding.
Bateman's fine. Bateman's good.
Yeah, Bateman's good, and the Boys are actually a pretty decent tag team. They've had a couple matches on AEW Dark. And go ahead,
because Simon couldn't make it. He sent me his predictions over. He's also going for Dalton Castle.
Okay. Zane, give me something.
The Righteous. I feel like the thing is, while I agree with Nick on the fact that Dalton Castle is going to carry this match, the Righteous do need this win. I feel like the Boys are too green right now to actually get the belts, get the trios titles. And to kind of put respect back on the name, if you're building the company, rebuilding the company again, I feel like Righteous is something recognizable to some degree, where you can put the titles on them and you can just launch the trio scene from on there. So I'm going to go with the Righteous.
So I know Vincent is with Impact. He's signed with Impact, correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
What about his the other members of the Righteous? Are they with Impact? Or are they on their I don't know.
No.
I think they're free agents.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was
Bateman
gonna
and
say
that.
Bateman does the independent circuit. I've seen him do New Japan Strong.
So with the information I was just given and I just learned, I'm just going to go ahead and pick Dalton Castle and the boys. One, because Dalton Castle makes me laugh. I've only seen him a few times, but man, I laugh every time I see him. He's very funny. Two, if Vincent is with Impact, Tony's going to want those Ring of Honor titles on his people that are in the Ring of Honor. I see Dalton Castle being a part of that big time because, again, he's a character. He brings my attention. So if he's getting my attention, I assume he's getting other people's attention. And
Wrestling's Freddie Mercury.
Tony does not want belts on people who are not employed by him. So I definitely see Dalton Castle winning here.
And Nick, I think that is the absolute perfect comparison for Dalton Castle.
Yeah.
He is
Wrestling's Freddie Mercury.
No.
Yeah.
The dude even
Unless
had a rip off
there's
of I
a
Want It All.
lot more I need to see of this man.
There is a lot more you need to
No,
see
yeah.
of this man.
Yeah,
Freddie
there is a
Mercury-
lot
Freddie
more you
Mercury
need to see of this man.
He's a god amongst men.
Oh,
And
yeah.
very, very, very high praise if you're saying he's the Freddie Mercury of wrestling.
Oh, he is.
No, he
I'll
isn't.
hold you to this,
He isn't.
and I will revisit
He
this
isn't.
sooner or later because, man, if
Is
you
there
let me
anything?
down with this,
Okay.
I will be hurt.
I was about to say some of
He's more like Kurt Cobain.
Mm,
What? He is no Kurt Cobain.
What?
Bro. David Lee Roth, I feel like would be a better. From the little bit I've seen, David Lee Roth is something I
I'm
see
not-
a little bit more of. But
I'm not
Okay, I
going
can
to
see
say
that.
some jobber is Freddie Mercury, right? Right? Like, if you're going to say call someone Freddie Mercury, they at least have to have been a world champion, a worthy world champion in the past.
No. Because, no.
okay,
I
so
mean,
we
they
got
do have the song "We Are the Champions." I'm not gonna lie.
We should
Yeah.
actually do a stream, an entire podcast on which wrestler translates to which celebrity.
okay.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
We can
okay.
do that sometime. Maddie, who did you pick again?
the Righteous.
Okay, so we got 2 for the Righteous, 2 for Dalton Castle and the boys, split down the middle. That's what I like. I'm also not agreeing with Zane. That's always a good thing. So, with that said, on to the next match. And we were talking about this before we were on. No, we were talking about this just a minute ago before we did this. Will Utah, the champion, taking on Daniel Garcia in a Ring of Honor Pure Championship match. So, I will go to Maddie here for this one. Break down what a Pure Championship match is for those who are not familiar.
This is a round-based, time-limited match in which there are 3 rope breaks given to each competitor before there are no rope breaks. You get the attempt, and if I'm not mistaken, the way you win is submission, knockout, or disqualification. Correct, Nick?
Yeah, and there are no striking to the face. It's
Yeah,
illegal.
there are no closed fist strikes to the face because I've seen slaps and stuff.
So you said submission, knockout, and what?
Disqualification.
Okay.
You can't win by pinfall.
There are no pinfalls.
Okay, I was not aware of that part. That is interesting. That is
And-
very
There are.
interesting.
But
No, I'm sure there are pinfalls.
there are
could've-
pinfalls?
Yeah,
I watched
I
the
watched
last Ring of
Jonathan
Honor
Gresham
pay-per-view.
defend. I watched Jonathan Gresham defend the Ring of Honor title under Pure Rules in Progress the other month, and he won by pinfall.
Yeah,
Oh,
their-
okay.
Their final show, I could have swore I saw someone win by pinfall in the Pure Championship match. I don't remember, but I could have swore that was a thing. That would have been very
I
interesting.
thought,
They're
I
like,
thought
no
there were no
pinfall.
pinfalls. That was on me.
Okay,
No,
no, you're
there are
good.
pinfalls.
You're good.
Yeah, I just ran through Wikipedia.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
to
you-
read it.
So now we'll swing it over to Zane. Who you got in this match and why?
Wheeler Yuta. I feel like the Blackpool Combat Club is something that's really elevated Wheeler Yuta to another level. And he is a guy, if you can have a long-winded Pure Championship title run, I feel like Wheeler Yuta is the guy. And one more reason, and this is after what happened on Dynamite, if you recall on commentary, Orange Cassidy was seated, and after Wheeler Yuta pinned Chuck, Orange Cassidy just said 5 words. Chuck taught him that pin, right?
What
And
do
then he
Hold
left.
on. What do you say? Slow down a bit.
He said Chuck taught him that pin. That's the only thing he said before leaving the commentary desk and walking off. I feel like they're building towards either an Orange Cassidy versus Moxley match program for the World Championship, or Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship, which is something
You mean
that I would want to
Cassidy?
see.
Cassidy versus Yuta?
Yeah, sorry, my
You
bad.
said, yeah, you good.
Cassidy versus Yura.
That's what I'm here
So,
for.
Yeah, so I feel like Yura's gonna hold the title, and Yura's gonna have some amazing defenses. Nonetheless, I feel like this is gonna be a very close one. It could go either way, but I'm siding with Yura on this.
Okay, question before I go to the next person. This is for everybody. You can chime in how you feel. Do you see either one of these guys disbanding from AEW to be on the Ring of Honor show if they get one? So completely just taking them away from AEW TV.
No,
I can see Daniel Garcia doing that, but that was before he joined the JAS.
I 100% agree with Nick there. I could see Garcia doing it, but the only way Garcia is doing it is if the Jericho Appreciation Society breaks up.
Okay, so that's how I felt. But also, do you think if between Blackpool Combat Club, because you got members from each group, between Blackpool Combat Club and Jericho Appreciation Society, which one do you make sense to have members not in AEW fighting around in other organizations?
Blackpool Combat Club by far.
Combat Club,
Yuta makes more sense here, yeah.
Yeah, Yuta makes more sense to win here.
Yeah.
And that would be my pick as well. I genuinely, and I hate saying it, I feel like Yuta needs this pure wrestling belt for a while to help solidify him in his status as he's building right now.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of like making it known, like, hey, this guy's legit. And I think he could be a big deal for Ring of Honor with their own show for the people who are watching. I don't want people getting in my ear like, he's not a guy that can carry a company. I think he can help a Ring of Honor show that's not for the mainstream wrestling fans. And yeah, that I completely see Wura Utah winning this match. But again, as I said, I think this could steal the show. I think both of them are just phenomenal. They're young. They're going to want to prove themselves on this pay-per-view. And I think that's all the recipes for just like a banger of a match. Nick, throwing it back to you, bud. Who you got and why?
I've got Wheeler Yuta because I just don't see Daniel Garcia leaving the Jericho Appreciation Society. And his whole shtick is he's not a professional wrestler. He's a sports entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
And the holder of the Pure Championship needs to be a professional wrestler. I think that's Wheeler's whole point going into this. I watched an interview with him the other day, and he's like, you can't hit me in the face. Your dirty tricks don't work. You can't use your friends. You can't use violence. What are you going to do to beat me? And I think Wheeler Yuta is somehow going to get bloodied up in this match, but it's going to be very similar to the John Moxley match where he's fighting from the back end of a much more vicious man on the other side. He's got to prove himself yet again.
Do you think they could do some interesting things with Garcia as the sports entertainer with this pure title, though? Do you think that contrast could make for like some great like intertwining stories, though? Because now that you're mentioning that, it's kind of like, hey, if I'm booking this show, I kind of want Garcia to win it now because I think that could be actually an interesting dynamic to have. And because you're going to have all these pure wrestlers gunning for Garcia, saying you're a sports entertainer and this and that, and then Garcia has to constantly prove himself. I think that would be kind of interesting.
And that's a good way to like build him to become, a heel that will flip to a believable baby face.
Yeah.
And honest
Simon
question from
also
you all.
has Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah. So question to you all. Do you feel like Daniel Garcia is going to strip away from the JAS anytime soon? Or do you feel like it's going to go on for a while?
I couldn't tell you.
3 months.
Yeah.
I'll give it at least 3 more months.
I don't think they have a end plan with the Jericho Appreciation Society. So if they don't have a plan, I couldn't even picture a plan.
I don't think they have a plan, but because they don't have a plan, it's going to get stale. And the moment it starts getting stale and the crowd just stops reacting, they're going to have to do something.
I go
back to the Inner Circle. Jericho didn't want it to last as long as he did, but Tony Khan was like, no, it works. We're staying with it. And he made it stay as long as it did. So does Tony learn from that? Does Tony realize, maybe Jericho was right? Because Inner Circle did stick around way too long.
But what would Jericho do without a stable? Like Jericho's entire shtick is that he has goons running around doing stuff.
When AEW started and he won the title, he didn't have a stable. And I think that was his best run in the company, if I'm being honest.
I was going to say they started forming after he got the belt.
Yeah. I think that was his best run is when he didn't have a stable. I know he's helped. I am of the belief he helped elevate Sammy Guevara, even though a lot of people shit on him and don't think he's in. I think Sammy Guevara is a lot better and a lot bigger of a deal than people want to admit, just because of their hatred for him.
He's definitely got more of business savvy.
2.0
with
is
Jericho.
completely helped.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
definitely. Yeah.
2.0 is a top echelon
Yeah.
tag team right now.
2.0
true.
rules, just in case you didn't know.
2.0
So
fantastic.
we got off track there a little bit, but we'll go back. So everybody here has Wheeler Utah winning this match.
Now,
Yes.
before we go on to the next match, do you guys see this going to the time limit?
Definitely.
Possibly 30 minutes, I think.
30 minutes? I can see them doing that and adding 5 minutes to it to
Yeah,
get
they do. They do normally do a sudden death.
I see this going to the time limit. Definitely. I can see it now that you mentioned 100%. Yeah.
because this is the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view for Tony Khan, right?
This is the first one under
This-
the full rebrand.
Yeah.
Okay.
But technically, it's the second because he
Because
did.
the
Yeah, it's a
final
super card.
one was
Do
the
Super
first one
Card
under
of
it, but this is the first Tony Khan Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I can see him really wanting to try and highlight certain aspects of Ring of Honor to give the viewers an idea of what they're doing. So time him a draw here, I don't think is. I don't think it's possible that we don't see it.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The question you've got to ask that surrounds this pay-per-view for me more than anything else is what version of Ring of Honor is Tony Khan going to present? Is he going to present Gabe Sapolsky's Ring of Honor, where there was no sports entertainment shenanigans whatsoever, and it was just pure wrestling? Is it going to be what Austin Aries once called Smoky Mountain of Honor, when Jim Cornette was booking and it was running that way? Or is it going to be Delirious's every match lasts 35 minutes, sports entertaining, build it around one stable company?
I think if Ring of Honor is going to be separate from AEW, which we all know is going to be the thing, and Tony Khan being the mark. That's his new name, Tony Mark. Being the mark that Tony is, I can see him being the straight wrestling show, because that's what he wants. That's what AEW was supposed to be at the beginning, but they realized it's not going to work for television.
They needed characters. They
So
needed.
to get Ring of Honor, he can now have that wrestling show, and he can send the guys over like Garcia and Yuta, who really embody that, to kind of take over for Ring of Honor. I see it being the first one you mentioned there, Nick.
We have a mascot.
Good, that's what I'd prefer.
Is
Yeah,
that Mr. Edwards?
Say hi, man.
Say hello.
What's his
got
name?
Andy in the chat. What up, Andy? Good to see you, buddy.
Hello,
What's
you
up,
old
brother?
bastard.
Muted.
Hey, you leave him
Muted
alone.
and booted.
He's 10.
You're
He is
you're just
10. You
you're,
leave
you're in
him
the
alone.
corner for 2 minutes. So now we'll move on to the next match here, fellas, and we got the Ring of Honor World Television Championship match between Samoa Joe, our champion, and Jay Lethal. And before I even get into this, I just want to point out to how stupid they've booked this match, with Samoa Joe being nowhere to be seen and Jay Lethal doing the same promo for 5 weeks in a row.
I was about to say, does anybody else feel like this is the most underwhelming match on the card?
And it's gotten the
might
most built.
and might be and
No.
might
The most
become the most underwhelming match on the card. Like in terms, so Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe, they don't have bad matches together. But something tells me, like the Samoa Joe Karrion Kross match, this is just gonna fall a little flat.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, to be fair. The Samoa Joe Karrion Kross match. I
It wasn't. It wasn't bad, but it was flat. It didn't have very good beat.
Now, I don't know if you guys. I don't know if
Wait, what?
We'll just have to
What
laugh
happened?
at it in the chat. I want to point out, I think Jay Lethal is an entertaining dude, and I think it was a complete disservice to build this match this way. Because again, you just had him coming on there with his two guys cutting the same damn promo every week. And
I
it's
don't
like,
get
what
to watch
the F4.
I don't get to watch the weekly product. Did he have any matches during that period of time?
No, but he has one coming up this on Rampage between Christopher Daniels, who someone finally interrupted him and said, "You're being an idiot," and challenged him to a match on Rampage, and Jay Lethal agreed. So they will wrestle on Rampage. But
So Samoa Joe's coming out during tonight.
maybe. I think I would have seen a spoiler for that by now if that was the case.
Yeah.
I'm curious where Samoa Joe's been. I think it's kind of silly. But
What didn't he get hurt after his Owen Hart match?
Yeah.
surprise, surprise, probably.
Yeah.
And that's sad to say. And that's
no, it
sad
is.
to
I'm not
say.
hating on Samoa Joe, but I mean, at this point in time, like injuries are following him. So
I've been a huge fan of Joe for years, but unfortunately, he's at that point of his career now when he's not going to be able to put on the super physical Ring of Honor style that Ring of Honor is known for on a regular basis.
No.
I've just not been very impressed with his general run in TNA so far. Like, the match with Suzuki was great, but everything else was just been a bit tepid. And it's disappointing because I love Samoa Joe.
We got it's Lethal's last dance before he commits murder on an old man next week, and I will be there to get video evidence of this so we can use it in court against Jay Lethal if we choose to. But I think it's at this point in his career, what is the best thing that Samoa Joe has to offer?
NXT World Championship reign, like something akin to that.
But like what he's able to do, because we all agree he can't wrestle like he used to.
Give him and Kingston the ability to teach some of these kids promos.
Yes.
You know what?
So even if Samoa Joe's hurt, why was he not giving a promo to really help build this match instead
like
of
there are some people
he's done one promo. He's done one promo
since he's been to AEW or for this match?
For this match.
I haven't seen it. Where was it?
It's on the YouTube build-up show.
It's
30 minutes.
Oh,
and Joe has shaved his head.
Okay.
Randomly.
He looks good with the shape. But here's the thing. I don't understand. Sorry.
Like bald?
No, like number one.
Okay, I was about to say, are we about to see Samoa Joe looking like a thumb out there?
Go ahead, Zane.
Yeah, sorry. I was just saying that I don't understand, because the thing is that Samoa Joe is one of the most, like, the greatest promo guys, the greatest promo guys out there right now, regardless of the company. And I haven't seen much of his mic work in AEW, even if he has been injured. Like, I know you were talking about just the match as well, but despite that, like, and when Samoa Joe was coming in, people were like, "Oh, MJF Samoa Joe feud, and this Samoa Joe feud, that Samoa Joe feud." I feel like they're wasting him. Like, to be very honest, I feel like this is one of the big. While you have a title on him, like, what's the point of having the title on him if he isn't on the show? Even if he's injured, can you just promote and show his face on the show, even if it's for a video package, even if it's for a promo video? Like, what's the point of having the title on him?
It comes across as very silly when you have a championship match and the only person selling that match is the challenger. It makes your champion look like a bitch. And since Samoa Joe is the face here, it's very weird. Andy says Tony Khan needs a marketing team. He does not know how to build a show. To be fair, I think Tony Khan can build a show when he actually puts forth an effort.
But he does need a team to help him market.
I think he's got his hands on so many things at this point that he can't put forth that effort, because those original AEW pay-per-views were built very, very well.
Yeah,
I think the execution of them wasn't always what we were expecting.
They tend to really do well for the build-up to like All Out,
but
or Double or Nothing.
I think over the last 4 or 5 pay-per-views, that build has not been the same as what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the shows have been better. Which
the build to Double or Nothing was terrible this year.
Yeah. There wasn't any build.
Yeah. So
to Double or Nothing, no.
They haven't figured out how to do both, but to be fair, also, WWE is not very good at doing both either. They either have a really well build or they have a really good show. They rarely have both.
And like we say, WWE is the king at promotional packages.
Yeah.
And that is something that AEW needs to kick it a little bit.
Get back to the match here. We got, again, Samoa Joe champion taking on Jay Lethal. Zane, who do you got winning here and why?
Samoa Joe, because I feel like he's one of the few people who's only taken one loss in AEW, I think, so far, and that too was in the Owen Hart tournament.
To Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, to the injured to the injured small guy. Just kidding, I love him. But yeah, he has taken one loss. He's been.
I'm just joking, Zane. Go back. I'm just joking.
I was just saying that he's been very well protected, and I don't feel like him taking a loss to Jay Lethal is going to benefit anyone right now.
Okay, Nick, what about you? Who you got? Why?
Jay Lethal. Because Jay Lethal. No, I'm not old. Samoa Joe's old, Zane, and that's the problem. Samoa Joe is in the twilight of his career. As I said before, he can no longer put on the style of match that is required of a Ring of Honor television champion. Jay Lethal can. And he's done it for longer than anybody in the history of the company. It means more for Ring of Honor to have that TV title on Jay Lethal than it does to have it on Samoa Joe, and that is why Jay Lethal is going to win.
What about
That's
Sai?
good.
What's Sai got?
Oh, hang on.
No one cares about Sai. What about you, man?
I care about Sai. Sai's good.
Simon has Samoa Joe.
Yeah, see?
Wrong. Maddie, what you got? And
I got-
why?
I got Jay Lethal, and it's
Damn,
because
you guys are old.
well, Zane, I do have pretty decent reasoning. Jay Lethal can wrestle a broomstick to a 3-star match. Jay Lethal doesn't have bad matches. Jay Lethal can elevate
said, Andy.
talent.
Sorry.
Jay Lethal can elevate talent like I'm trying to think. He can do well in like the Dolph Ziggler spot for a Ring of Honor.
It's the Baron Corbin spot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's just good. He's just good at his job. He's good at wrestling everybody. he
but
wrestles.
Dolph Ziggler
Dolph
doesn't
Ziggler.
go over Samoa Joe. Dolph Ziggler doesn't go over a star like Samoa Joe. Even if he's in that role, like he's going to be wrestling a broomstick soon on July 31. Jimmy's going to watch it live, but like, there's going to be no. Are you?
That's definitely gets you muted right there, but we don't talk. We don't disgrace theory up in this chat, baby.
Who's talking
Maddie,
about
continue.
Flair?
Continue with your analysis, Maddie.
Jay Lethal.
Come on, man, get it together. You're a professional.
I am. Yeah, I'm a professional. Jay Lethal can definitely take, the random talents that AEW has and, throw them down to Ring of Honor, elevate them, send them back to AEW after having a decent
Nice run.
Against him, and then send him back up to AEW somewhat elevated. And, that time underneath the learning tree of Jay Lethal, it's going to do them wonders. Dude's been around for well over 20 years.
And he's still not in the twilight of his career.
Zane, you're gonna have to unmute yourself at this point. So
Yeah, I was talking about Flair, by the way, not Harry.
So Andy here says Joe needs this win. He needs to be the face of Ring of Honor. And here's where I'm going to disagree with you, Andy. As the AEW specialist here at WrestleBuddy, as Andy likes to call, I've been watching, and I've not seen anything from Samoa Joe since he returned to make me think that he could be the face of anything. And unfortunately, that has nothing to do with Samoa Joe himself other than his age and his wear and tear that he's had for just completely destroying his body over the years. So,
and that depresses the hell out of me.
It does.
Yep.
It does. I do think Samoa Joe, I don't think Samoa Joe's style really fits in well with AEW. So I'm not sure if he stays in Ring of Honor or if he comes back to AEW or if his deal's up already. I don't know this. I don't know what happens there. But I do know Jay Lethal has been used tragically in AEW, and it's not fair because he deserves more because he is that damn good.
Yeah,
he can carry segments. He can help elevate talent. And that's exactly
Right.
what you're going to want. In a minute, Zane. That's exactly what you're going to want in this Ring of Honor, especially if you're going to have those young bucks like Wheeler Yuta and Danny Garcia and names of that. Lee Moriarty is another name I think could benefit from being in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Guys who can wrestle, we know they can wrestle, but they don't have character. They don't have charisma. They don't know how to get over. I think Jay Lethal can help those guys while being down there, which is why I think he wins this match. I don't think it's a question. I think he wins this match, and he goes to Ring of Honor to kind of be the guy that Nick was talking about that helps elevate them and make them better before sending them back to AEW. Zane, you had your finger raised. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell us
So,
what silly
question.
shit you got now.
We talked about. Oh, why am I being discriminated? Is it because I'm from South Asia? Like, is that the reason? Is it because
Why
I'm
do you always
brown?
have-
He's
why do you
getting
always have
muted
to
again.
be
I don't
racist?
appreciate that nonsense.
I was just joking.
What the hell, Zane?
There you go.
I was
Go ahead,
joking.
Zane.
I was genuinely joking.
Yes, I know.
I hope you guys didn't mind.
No, I know.
I was just saying that while we were talking about a rebrand at the top of the show, and when you want a recognizable face like Samoa Joe, at least in the start, to get to have him be the champion, and when you tune into Ring of Honor or when you tune into any of the Ring of Honor shows, you'll be like, oh, Samoa Joe's the champion. Maybe I'll watch it just because I've seen him on WB TV. as opposed to Jay Lethal, who right now might not be as big. Like, I get all your points, but maybe give the title to a young guy later down the line once Ring of Honor has been established or once that attempt has been done.
Okay, to question what you just said, at this point, do you think Samoa Joe is a more recognizable face than Jay Lethal, though?
Yeah, definitely.
Really? What about you guys?
Yeah.
Do you guys think that?
Not in Ring of Honor.
No.
What? No,
Not to
in
Ring of Honor
general.
fans.
I was about to say, Jay Lethal is the longest reigning television champion
And world champion.
and
in
world
Ring of Honor
champion.
in Ring
Yeah,
of Honor
not
history.
necessarily speaking about the Ring of Honor stuff, just as far as in the wrestling world, as far as getting
If
eyes
we're
on
going
the
as
show,
far
do
as the
you
wrestling
think
world,
Samoa Joe
I'll
is a
say
more
Joe.
recognizable face than Jay Lethal?
Yeah, probably.
By how much?
Unfortunately. Not a
By
lot.
a lot.
Not a
I
lot.
feel like by a lot.
Not a lot.
He wrestled Brock on pay-per-view.
Okay, yeah.
That raises your stock.
I could take a picture of Samoa Joe to Pier Park or where the place in here in Panama City where I live. I could take a picture and be like, hey, who is this? I guarantee you 99% of the people would not know who it was.
Yeah, because they don't watch
I
wrestling.
get what you're saying for the wrestling fan base, but my thing is he a bigger name or a more recognizable face than Jay Lethal?
I mean, it depends. What picture of Jay Lethal are you showing people in the park?
What's that?
What picture are we showing of Jay Lethal in the park? Are we showing Black Machismo?
Yes. But I'm just saying, like, I know Samoa Joe, he's had a more, I guess, established career to where you would think he's a more recognizable face. I just don't think at this point it translates. That's what I'm getting. I don't think Samoa Joe is the name or face that he was 4 or 5 years ago.
No, not the way.
Beg to differ, but go ahead.
That's fair. That's fair. So we got 2 for Samoa Joe and 2 for Jay Lethal.
Another split down the middle.
And then
Isn't it
Sai
3
had
for Jay
Samoa
Lethal?
Joe as well.
It's
Oh, you
3
had-
for Jay Lethal and 1 for Samoa Joe. Oh no, because Simon said 2 for Samoa Joe. So
Maddie picked Lethal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zane picked Joe, didn't he?
Yeah, I picked Joe.
And then you picked Lethal.
Lethal.
Okay, so 2-2, and then Sai had Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
3-2. Okay. Once again, I'm not with Zane. Always a good thing. Next up,
certainly.
the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship match. Mercedes Martinez, your champion, taking on Serena Deeb. Do we see a title change here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maddie says no, so I'm going to go to Maddie. Why?
I could not tell you, but something in my gut tells me if you go Serena Deeb, you're gonna be wrong. So I'm gonna say Mercedes Martinez because something tells me that somewhere down the line, Serena Deeb's gonna be maybe TBS champion or maybe the women's champion. I don't know if they'll give her that, but
I can adamantly tell you Serena Deeb will never be a champion in AEW. I love her to death. She will never be a champion in AEW.
You're right.
Unfortunately, because I think she's the best in-ring wrestler they have. But
He is.
I don't ever see her being a champion in AEW.
There's too many girls in the way in AEW.
And
Way
I
too
can
many
see
girls
that.
in the way.
and as much as most of them aren't very entertaining, they're still all more entertaining than Serena Deeb when we're not in the ring. And again, that's a big thing that's going to hold her back in AEW. So with that said,
Ring of Honor, yeah.
in Ring of Honor, I can see her being a champion, and I can see her being someone that can help bring people along, much like Jay Lethal, which I think is going to be the goal here for Ring of Honor in the beginning. I have Serena Deeb win this match. One, because I love her. I think she's awesome. So it's a little bit of a homer pick here, but I'm taking Serena Deeb here. I don't think Mercedes Martinez is anything special. That's just me, though. Zane, since I had you muted for so long, I'll let you talk now. What you got?
Yeah. I'm almost 100.
I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking. That's the last time. That's the last time.
I'm pretty sure this isn't. Okay. Why? Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead with my pick. Serena Deeb, because if Tony's gonna go for a pure wrestling style thing and a pure wrestling style product, Mercedes Martinez just doesn't fit that picture. And Serena Deeb, called the professor of wrestling, I feel like she's everything in a women's champion that Tony Khan would want Ring of Honor
Yeah.
to present. So Serena Deeb's my pick.
Nick.
Serena Deeb, for many of the reasons you already listed. I mean, I think Serena's probably the best in-ring women's wrestler on the planet, and that's what you want as your Ring of Honor women's champion. Also, there's no better wrestler to help elevate and raise the stock of any girl that they send down there. Yeah, she's probably going to twist most of them up for the first few months and win, but she's going to take girls that are down here, and by the time they're finished with the program with Serena, they're going to be up here. And I like Mercedes. I've always liked Mercedes. I respect what she's done in the business, but her time is gone. Her time is done.
Yeah. So everybody picked Serena Deeb here?
Yeah.
No, Maddie didn't. Maddie picked Mercedes.
Nope, I picked Mercedes because my
What did Sai pick?
yeah, dude.
Wow.
No, dude, it's my gut, bro.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing. Well, who'd Sai have?
What is? Yeah,
Simon has Serena Deeb.
Okay. So
he's
4
a
on
smart
1.
person as well.
You were just talking shit about Simon like 10 minutes ago, man.
Then wait till I tell him, Zane. You know he does watch these shows.
He's gonna pop up in the comments here in a minute.
Well, that's like 10.
So there we go. Serena Deeb wins. Yeah, absolutely. She should be the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Hands down.
I'm gonna laugh if Mercedes wins. I'll laugh my ass off.
I'll be mad. I'll turn the show off. How about that?
Are you guys gonna stay up to watch the show? Question
Yes.
to Nick because okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up till like 9:00 p.m. to watch the show, man.
I work.
I think I
work.
can handle it.
I work immediately after it, so yeah, I'll be up watching it.
Yeah, I will be up watching the show with the boys. Me,
Yeah,
Sai, and Beyond the Map.
Yeah, Nick doesn't sleep, so he's gonna be up. Man.
Don't need it.
Thanks for watching the shows, Zane. You would know that if you watched them.
Sleep when you're dead.
I do.
Next up, the match we're all waiting for, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match, 2 out of 3 falls. The greatest tag team, not only in today, but in the history of professional wrestling. FTR taking on the Briscoes. The Briscoes, as Tony Khan has pointed out, will be a exclusive to Ring of Honor from here on out. So with that said, I feel like I'm going to be disappointed with this match, but I'll get to that in a minute. Nick, I'll let you go first. Who do you got winning this? How many pinfalls do you think we go?
But originally, I went FTR. Originally. Then I found out the Briscoes were signed to an exclusive Ring of Honor deal. Now I'm going the Briscoes. But no one
Before you go any
means
further,
more.
hold on. Before you go any further, do you think there's any funny business involved?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think I mean, by funny business, define.
A certain group of young fucks.
Oh, no.
They did appear
Yeah.
at the end of the last one.
Yeah, but that was to build their match against FTR. Like,
Well,
this
wouldn't they
happened
be
like a week
building up?
later.
Wouldn't they start their build up to the match for FTR for the upcoming pay per view? What better way to do it than to screw them out of their tag titles?
Yeah.
And they have Ring of Honor
Damn, good
ties,
point.
so it's good to see them on the Ring of Honor show.
I'll give
Yeah.
my
Just
take
little
on
things
that.
that are popping in my head. That's all. Continue.
No,
Nick.
that's okay. That didn't cross my mind, but I'd say there's about a 40% chance of that happening. But honestly, I think the Briscoes are going to sweep them.
2 falls
Wow.
to none.
2-0.
Wow.
I honestly
Muted
think the
and
Briscoes can
muted.
sweep
That's
them.
what I say here.
Yeah, that's what happens to old people.
No, I won't mute them for having an opinion.
No,
It's crazy.
But mute
I
him for
love
being an old
FTR.
person.
I think FTR are the best tag team on the planet, but I don't think FTR can hold 4 tag team titles at the same time, travel to 4 different countries and 4 different places, and do all of this for a full year. Also, they need to be an AEW act. They are an AEW act. They've got eyes onto Ring of Honor. That's what they need to do. They've brought eyes onto the Briscoes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if the Briscoes win, it sets up a rubber match down the line. Which we all want to see. The last
Yeah.
Briscoes FTR match was arguably the best tag match ever. It's definitely the best Ring of Honor tag match ever. And just the Briscoes, in my opinion, are the second best team in the world. They've been phenomenal. No one has been synonymous with Ring of Honor's tag team division more than the
Time
Briscoes.
limit draw.
It
Ooh.
can't be time limit draw, Andy. It
Is-
can't be a time limit draw. But that's why it's 2 out of 3 falls.
Is there still a 60-minute time limit?
I don't think you can go time limit draw when we all pretty much think that it's going to happen with Wheeler Utah and Daniel Garcia. I don't think you do 2 in one show.
And even apart, it's not possible because 2 out of 3 falls matches are made just because there isn't no time limit. Like Okada Omega was 2 out of 3 falls just because there was a time limit.
Ring of Honor might have different rules. I don't know.
I mean, Zayn does have a good point. That match did go like an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm just trying to come up with reasons as to how it could happen. Ring of Honor might just have different rules, and if it did, I could see a one fall goes to the FTR, one goes to Briscoes, and the third match goes to time.
And then they go for like 45 minutes afterwards.
Something like that. I don't know, something, but I don't think it happens. So we could just go on from there. Zane, I'll let you go. Who you got?
Okay.
And why?
Briscoe's taking this one, and while I'll be really rooting for FTR. I feel like it makes the most sense for Briscoes to win this because, again, as Nick mentioned, there is going to be a rubber match down the line. And the thing is that I don't feel like they're going to be Young Bucks shenanigans. And here's why I don't think so. Because this match is too pure. Like, I feel like Tony has the tendency to overbook, as we saw this week on Dynamite. But with this
tendency?
He loves it, Zane.
I think it's the one rule in his book of how to book things.
It's the one piece of advice he took from Cody Rhodes, and he took it to the heart.
The fucking microphone had barbed wire around it.
Okay.
Anyways, I feel like the Young Bucks might show up, but I don't want them to show up, right? I know this is a prediction stream, but I feel like Tony's smart enough, at least I'm hoping, that he realizes that Young Bucks interfering in this is going to lead to a funny finish. And if the Briscoes get the second win, it has to be as clean as the FTR getting the first win, so we can build to a third match, right? And Briscoes need to get that win back. And I don't think it's going to be clean sweep. It's going to be FTR takes the first fall, then Briscoes, and then it's going to be very close, like multiple close calls, and then Briscoes take the last one.
Okay, Maddie, what you got? Why?
Yeah, it's got to be the Briscoes. Nick, aren't they the most winning tag team? Yeah,
12-time Ring
Well,
of
they've
Honor
been
tag
there
team
for like
champions.
50 years, haven't they?
Yeah, that's because no one else will hire them.
I know. Yeah, I know that. I know why they're there, but they've been there.
Yeah, Nick's
they should
Nick's
have
been watching them. Nick's been watching them since he was like 40 years old.
Excuse me, I'm 1,237. Right? I think I look fantastic for my age.
All right, Maddie, go ahead.
Yeah.
Why are you taking the Briscoes?
I'm definitely not going with the sweep, Nick. That would be mental. That would be crazy if they were to do that.
I really would turn the show off if they got swept. I'm not even lying.
No. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be quick, and I don't think it's going to be a case of they just get battered. But I think the Briscoes are going to sneak 2 falls in a row. It's going to be clean, but they're going to sneak 2 falls in a row.
I think it's going to go Briscoes getting the first fall, FTR getting the second fall, and then that third fall is going to go, like we talked, maybe 30 to little longer minutes. And it's going to be back and forth with Tony loves his false finishes. This match can have all the false finishes it wants in my book.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think this match main event's over Claudio?
I was going to ask that. No, it is.
If they're giving, actually, if we'll get to that.
It's
during
a
that match.
2 out of 3 falls.
We'll get to that match when we get there. We can discuss that one. Let's stick with this one, and then we'll. Claudio,
I know what you're going to say.
So,
I know what you're going to say.
So it's going to be Briscoes, FTR getting the second fall, and then Briscoes getting the third fall. And this match genuinely has candidate for the first one had a candidate for being match of the year.
Yeah.
This one I feel has a shoe-in for being match of the year. And
guaranteed.
I feel this is a shoe-in for match of the year, and that's a long shot statement. You guys know I love my tag team wrestling, but
Question though, don't you think when you set the standard that high for this match, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment as well?
I've set myself up for disappointment my entire life.
Briscoes sweeping.
As a counter
argument, want to set yourself up for disappointment with this match? That is the real question.
Counter argument. Everyone expected hell, like raising the roof off of Omega Okada 4, and they over delivered. like if you have such class level acts performing at this level, I feel like you can over expect or you can have your
You
expectations. So
can
why are you
at
laughing?
times, but is that going to happen every
In-
single time? No.
In my opinion, this is one of those special cases.
Okay. Okay.
I feel the reason just it got changed to a 2 out of 3 falls match. What, last week or the week
I
before?
think so.
Yeah.
I think last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, there had to have been talks between them and Tony and being like, we have something planned that may go down in history.
I think it got turned to 2 out of 3 falls once Briscoes became Ring of Honor under
Exclusive.
contract for Ring of Honor, and I think that has a lot to do with
Them
I'm taking the
dropping
Briscoes
the
as
belts.
well. Clean sweep here. I'm assuming Simon is taking the Briscoes here.
No, Simon is
doing-
taking FTR.
Okay,
Wow.
well,
Oh,
he's
Simon's
on
a
his own
dumbass.
on that one.
Mhm.
I see FTR winning the first one, just because, again, they're the best tag team in the world, and to keep that stigma going, they have to win the first pinfall,
Yeah.
because anything after the first pinfall is just kind of like extra. Other factors come into it. So winning the first one still solidifies them as the best tag team in the world. The second one, the Briscoes can sneak, and the third one, as I was questioning earlier, I do think the Young Bucks get involved here. I do think we start the build towards Bucks, FTR. Next pay-per-view is All Out, correct?
It's in September.
You start
Yeah,
the
6
build
weeks.
for that one. I think FTR loses all their belts between now and then, and I think the Young Bucks
Wow.
are involved with every single one of them.
I think they'll
That-
keep
that's a
the
good
IW.
angle.
They're not scheduled for the IWGP title defense.
Yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't know that, so I'm just speaking on what I think
Yeah.
could really sell this match.
But
And
great video. Amazing fantasy booking there. I hadn't thought of that. Maybe that's
so,
good
and
fantasy.
I think that's a great way to sell this match as one that could actually main event All Out as well. If you
Yeah.
get the Young Bucks being that shitty towards FTR, who is again best tag team in the world today, they're over as fuck too. Like people love them
Everywhere.
right now.
Everywhere.
So just to really solidify this is a great match that actually has a great build to it. I think that's a way you could go about it. The Ring of Honor ties with the Young Bucks. It makes sense. And again, FTR, you can't keep having them defend the titles all over the world. You're gonna kill those guys eventually.
Yeah, I was gonna say burnout is a thing.
Yeah,
Lovely
we
idea.
don't want that happening. They're too good for that. So
I figured the Bucks versus FTR was going to be for the IWGP belts because that's the one belt that Bucks never won.
Yeah,
that's
they never
fair
won
too.
the
This
heavyweight
is information I don't know. So
Yeah, they're
that's something will
in
be
the
cool.
junior division.
And they won those 7 times?
6.
Yeah.
Same as Michael Jordan.
So that would be cool. But I don't think you can have FTR like lose cleanly as baby faces right now, and they are. They're one of the few that I think doesn't tread the line of heel and baby face. They're actually true baby faces in AEW.
Yeah.
And I think you can't have them lose cleanly right now on the run that they're on to the Briscoes. No discredit to the Briscoes at all. Not at all. I know they're great, but I think FTR is just too important to AEW right now to have that happen. And I think this really starts to help sell the Young Bucks match. As I said, when Tony puts forth an effort, he can build a good pay-per-view. And I think this is a great match to start building that next pay-per-view.
That's an amazing idea.
Thank you, Zane. I do what I can
loved
do.
it. Yeah.
So we all have Briscoes except for Simon because
He's
I
a
feel
dumbass.
like we would have changed his mind if he was here.
I would agree.
I think we would have changed his mind. But he has FTR, which I'm not mad at because we all love FTR.
Best tag team.
In the world, baby. Now it is time for the main event. Claudio taking on Jonathan Gresham for the Ring of Honor World title. I don't think there's a stipulation involved here. I think it's just straight up match.
Straight up wrestling match.
Maddie, you're over there.
Give me
Tell me
Cesaro
what you got.
going. Give me Cesaro going for his European uppercut to start the match and get caught in the fucking submission.
Oh,
give
yeah.
me
That,
any
He
submission.
would go clean over Gresham if he tried that.
This match is going to be fun. This match is going to be technical. This match is going to be hard hitting. This match is going to be everything that solidifies Ring of Honor past, present, and future, I think. And what better way than a face from the past who's never won the Ring of Honor World title, and a face from today. This match is going to be a beautiful culmination of what Ring of Honor is, I think.
And who you got?
I genuinely think this is where Claudio takes the belt.
Okay. And this is why I wanted to save the talk for this match as far as what main events. If Claudio's winning the world title, I think that has to close the show. You can't give him his flowers and then have some match overshadow it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be the lasting impression in our head. And I completely see Claudio winning this. I don't know why. I just don't think I've seen anything from Gresham to make me think that AEW is fully invested in him. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
He at one point, for a very brief moment, in my opinion, was the best wrestler in the world. Like a year or two ago, I genuinely thought he was the best wrestler in the world at that point. Yeah. In ring.
Yeah,
at least.
no, I think he's great. I just don't think I've seen anything from him on AEW as far as how they booked or how they presented him that make me think that he's a big deal for them.
He's a phenomenal heel, and we're gonna start seeing that.
We'll see that because he's with Tully Blanchard now. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I'm taking Claudio. But again, I don't really know that much about Gresham. I'll leave it at that. Claudio wins, gets his moment. Zane, I'll kick it over to you. Who you got and why?
Ever since I got back into wrestling, or I've been keeping up with wrestling since the mid 2010s, the chatter you go on online forum boards, you go on Reddit, you go on Twitter, the chatter has always been give Cesaro the world championship, right? And I feel like this is going to be such a lovely moment. This is going to be such a wholesome moment because all that has led up to this point, because everyone's like, Claudio isn't world title material, Cesaro isn't world title material, he can't hang, he might he's been underutilized. I feel like this is going to be like the end of his first journey and the start of another, and I'm willing to bet my hair on this. Claudio's winning this. I'm just gonna enjoy it so much. I'm gonna love it when he actually has a world title around his waist.
I'm just gonna say this: if someone takes him up on this bet and Gresham wins, Jonathan Gresham will be my new favorite wrestler.
Jimmy,
also,
if that's going to get Zane to shake his head, I would love Jonathan Gresham to the day.
Who's gonna go out there to cut his hair, Jimmy?
No, he just has to do it.
One more thing.
Go ahead, Zane. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like they're also going to have that image of the Blackpool Combat Club, Moxley with the World Championship, Yuta with the Pure Championship, and Claudio with the Ring of Honor World Championship. And that's going to be like your perfect stable right there.
Just give Regal a belt with the British flag on it or some shit.
So you'd have two members from the Blackpool This is interesting, though, because you have two members from the Blackpool Combat Club with Ring of Honor titles. I think the general consensus is people do not want Ring of Honor on AEW every single week. I think I personally think it waters down AEW's product. I think since the Ring of Honor deal has been made, the show has been kind of a roller coaster. And I think it's because AEW has been booked very well. So with that, do you think they would put two titles? I just thought of this. Do you think they'd put two Ring of Honor titles on the Blackpool Combat Club that would essentially keep those guys away from the Blackpool Combat Club?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, imagine like after Claudio wins the title, and let's be assuming that Wheeler Yuta also wins the title. Wednesday, Regal comes out with the mic, and three guys behind him holding championship, and you let Regal go wild and deliver a promo. What that does for Ring of Honor, what that does for Claudio, what that does for Yura. And as far as it goes, that two AEW guys having Ring of Honor championship, I don't think that's going to be an issue because, see, Claudio right now, giving him a singles feud in AEW is going to be a bit of an issue because it's too stacked right now. And him working his shit on Ring of Honor, people are going to tune in to watch, Cesaro's now got the World Championship. What's he doing there?
And that is
that's going to be a good
people
way.
know.
I'm all for Cesaro being, because he was on WWE earlier this year. I know people are like, who gives a shit? Yeah, a lot of people do. So enough of that.
His last feud was a title feud.
Exactly. I get what you're saying 100%. I just think with Blackpool Combat Club being such a huge part of AEW's television right now and wanting them to separate the two brands, because again, people complain that there's too many titles across WWE's programming. That's been a very serious issue with AEW this year, in my opinion, as well, because you're seeing so many titles. You don't know which ones mean this and which ones mean that, which ones go with the show, which ones don't go with the show. It's confusing to casual viewers, which do exist, motherfuckers. And
there's more casuals than there are non-casuals.
Exactly. So
Go check out
I think
Jimmy's
I think
piece
it's
on that.
a fair like thing to look at with like maybe Claudio doesn't get the title here because if he's going to be an AEW guy, I don't think you do that. I think it would be bad business.
Put your beard on the line.
No, because I think Claudio wins. I'll never put this bad boy on the line. But
What would it cost to put that beard on the line?
My
a
hair.
bet that I'm not going to
$10
lose.
million.
That's literally it. That's literally all it's going to take. A bet that I cannot lose, and I'll put it on the line. But I'm just saying, like, if we're separating brands, if Claudio is for our Ring of Honor, and they're going to just have Blackpool Combat Club separated and show up together every once in a while, okay, it works. If not, though, I think you have a problem. I don't think you keep having Ring of Honor titles show up on AEW TV.
Now,
I think that would be bad.
That's what I think is what they would do, is have them show up occasionally.
Like for a
and have-
faction war. Hey,
Yeah.
we got friends, and then they bring them back. I'm fine with that part.
And that would generate big pops and stuff and more eyes going back to Ring of Honor. Like, oh, what have they been doing recently? Or, it might help them, but, with the way Tony has been booking, I'm not too sure. We'll see.
Yeah. Nick, throw it over to you, man. What you got? Who you got?
I have Claudio, and I have Claudio winning by knockout.
Wow. And that's fun.
The reason I have him winning by knockout
Right on the top
is the last 3 matches Gresham's had on television. Caprice Coleman has made a point of saying that Jonathan Gresham is not used to getting hit in the face, and he's got a weak chin because of it, because he was the pure champion for so long. He defended in the pure rules where you don't get struck in the face. It's against the rules. And literally, even against Lee Moriarty, every time Lee Moriarty hit him in the face, he was struggling and he got dazed. Cesaro is one huge mother. At some point, Gresham is going to go for something that involves him flying through the air, and Cesaro is going to knock him out cold with the European uppercut.
Interesting. So we all and Sai. Who does Sai have here? I'm assuming
Sai
Claudio.
has Claudio.
Yeah. So everyone here is taking Claudio. What's the percentage that Gresham walks out of here with the title still?
25%.
50%.
1%, Zane.
1%. That's what I'm willing to bet my hair on.
I'd say it's 50%. I'm not 100% on this pick of Claudio. Okay. It makes sense with the way they've been booking Gresham, but you never know. The other reason is Gresham wasn't one of Tony's guys. He inherited Jonathan Gresham as the Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah.
He didn't inherit Claudio, so he's probably going to want to put the belt onto one of his own guys yet again, and that's Claudio.
So do we know if Gresham has been signed by either the Ring of Honor or
he is signed to
or is he just kind of
Isn't he signed to Ring of Honor?
I did not hear anything about that.
Wait a second.
Chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this one up real quick.
But the reason I
AEW. He's currently
signed to AEW?
Oh,
it says on his Wikipedia page.
Well, if it's on Wikipedia, it has to be true.
Oh, fuck off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss, but the Wikipedia does generally get this stuff right.
But the reason I say 25% that Gresham walks away, Tully Blanchard Incorporated or Enterprises or whatever the hell they want to call it, those are 3 big sons of bitches that he's got behind John Gresham.
Yeah, earlier this year, there's a Fightful report as well, an F4W report as well that he signed with the AEW.
So he is signed with AEW.
Okay.
So Gresham could totally walk away with this. And like I said, Cesaro is probably expecting Gresham to defend the title like a man.
Yeah.
He's not expecting he's not Gresham's Nick knows how Gresham fights heel back out in progress.
Dirty.
It's amazing.
Dirty.
But if he's got 3 big beefy sons of bitches behind him, Cesaro's going to get the upper hand. One person's going to distract him, and then Cage is going to hit a drill claw or something.
Wow.
Yeah, what other way to piss off the AEW people, right?
It's going to piss off everyone.
But that is one
the
of
other way.
I
say it. Put it this way: if FTR versus the Briscoes is the main event, Gresham keeps the belt.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. They aren't going to waste it on
I'll also say
Claudia
this.
losing.
If Garcia, I'll say if Garcia loses or Garcia wins his match, I think that I'm at 50% with what I've been talking about here and like how my brain. But if Garcia wins the title, I think Claudio definitely wins because I think then Claudio is like whereas he's part of the Black Bull Combat Club, I don't think it's been like an official like, hey, this is our guy. He just kind of showed up and fought with him a few times, and they said, he's with us, but there's never been like a really introduction.
It's on his Titantron. It's on his Titantron when he comes out.
Okay, well, he never fought and bled with Moxley, so why does he get to be in it?
Yeah. He didn't have to fight Moxley.
He did before WWE. He did in CZW, I think.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I think we all pick Claudio. I definitely see it happening, but I think it is interesting the Bolt Combat Club thing with Ring of Honor. I think that's interesting and might kill the chances a little bit, but that's the show.
One question. One last question.
Throw in? Is it Zane?
Yeah.
Of course he has.
Does anyone think there's going to be a debut on this show?
Of course there's going to be a fucking debut.
Yeah.
Then why aren't you guys predicting?
It's a Tony Khan booked show, Zane. What
debuts do you have in mind?
Is this the debut of Captain Insano?
No, fuck no.
No.
Fuck yeah.
That would be amazing.
Not. Yeah. On a pure wrestling show, you're gonna have Captain Insano on something that's so far removed.
Why not?
Give him a wig and everything. I need that in my fucking life.
This could be the debut of Dragon Lee and Drilistico.
Yeah. This also could be the debut of Johnny Gargano.
Well, to be fair, this is Ring of Honor. That would not be the debut of Dragon Lee.
No. But to the modern audience of Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
To the new audience of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but I don't see them.
Are there any female free agents out there right now?
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae debut to confront Serena Deeb after the title would be a very cool thing.
Yeah, it would.
Nick, I could totally see La Faction Ingobernables.
Yeah,
that would have to be during the trios tag.
Yeah, exactly. They can hand them the belts after. Yeah, good idea.
That'd be a good pop for the people that have watched Ring of Honor because Dragon Lee's been a big part of their TV title division for a long time.
Yeah, I was just thinking have Naito show up. Have Naito show up as well. Why not?
Shut up.
He was part of getting booked into the ground in the G1.
I want to just mention this. We just did a whole podcast going on an hour and 10 minutes, and not once was the name Eddie Kingston brought up. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Zane. Very good. Very, very good. I'm proud of you, boy. I'm very, very proud.
Well, I did made a subtle reference to it during the overbooked part of when I was talking about.
You didn't say his name.
He's trying to give you a compliment, Zane.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
So, with that said, thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you're tuning in with WrestleBuddy the rest of the week, going through not WrestleMania, SummerSlam, because we got a lot of stuff coming out this week. Obviously, I'll be back for the Raw recap, Dynamite recap, and we'll be back with the NXT UK recap. We have Dale on Sunday, tomorrow, I believe. He will be doing a video about Ric Flair's final match, and I've heard it's absolutely hilarious, so make sure you tune in for that. We'll be back tomorrow with a podcast going over the weekly news. I'm not sure who will be joining, but Andy will be leading, and that's always a good thing. And then
we have the captain's table tomorrow.
Yeah,
or is that next week?
I don't know if it was confirmed. You're here to confirm it for me, though. We got captain's table tomorrow.
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah.
So it's possible we have captain's table tomorrow. The one I've been pushing to you guys all week. If you enjoy old school wrestling, WCW in general, this is your guy.
It's basically if you like watching old people watch wrestling.
What are you talking about, old people?
Shut up, Zane. Again, we don't have to hear Zane talk. But yes, Captain Brandon, he has a great mind for old wrestling. He will talk you through some things. So if you have any questions regarding old WCW, Jim Crockett, Jim Hurd, who is his favorite person of all time.
He loves
to tune in to ask the questions on that. And then also we have just confirmed that we will have an interview tomorrow with Austin Aries, in which our main man Andy will be conducting that one.
Do.
What the heck? I muted this kid. So you want to make sure you tune in for that. And that's what we got going in. And then obviously next week, SummerSlam is a big event. We will have stuff all week for it. So make sure you tune in for that. I will be there myself. So you want to tune in for these podcasts and stuff, I might jump in live and get you some cool coverage that you wouldn't see elsewhere. So with that, if you guys got anything else you want to say, Zane, I'm unmuting you in case you have something to say. And it better be good.
This entire podcast just reminded me of the time Batista won the Royal Rumble in 2014.
My God,
stay safe, stay healthy.
And now, everybody, we will say goodbye as well. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow with the insane amount of coverage stuff we got for you. So do that. And let me find the outro because that's something I always have trouble with. There we go. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.